So I just realized I have a dirty face. It is what it is. I just have been thinking about doing this video, and so I'm like outside by myself right now, so I figured, you know what? Let me just do it right now. Do it real quick. Um, so I gotta update you guys because I have not done a video. I know to you it's only been a week, but to me it's been a couple weeks. The next couple videos, because I'm not gonna do this all in one video, it's too much to tell you, is gonna be broken up, but it's gonna be just me sitting here talking to you right now to update you guys. So the first update. So the last video you guys seen was I started my birth control to make sure my period was a real period next time for my third biopsy. So my birthday came, which was May 13th, and I started bleeding, and I was on birth control, and I shouldn't have started bleeding due to the birth control until like the 20th or the 21st of that month. So clearly it was a shock to me, but it was weird because it was just like brown. Like, I know TMI, but it was just like brownish, whatever. And then it just stayed for days. And then I called the doctor. I finally went, it came red, then went brown, got red, came brown, very light, not enough to wear a pad. Just every time I wiped myself, it was there, it was present. So I called the doctor. She said, well, I'm on birth control, so it shouldn't be nothing. But if it continues in the next couple of days, to call back, and they'll have me take the birth control out, like stop my birth control. So like a week went by, and I was still browning, and it wasn't even a week, because what I did was I went 4 days, to be honest. I went 4 days, and I was still brown blood, red blood, whatever. And I gotta show you guys this. Hold on. Do you guys see all that floating in the air? All that white stuff? Don't mind my yard. We just had a party over the weekend. I haven't really cleaned up anything. But if you see that, it's so ridiculous. It's not for my chickens. Everybody that was here over the weekend was like, oh, you got a lot of feathers flying. No, that's pollen. I don't know if you can see all the white. Let me see if we can zoom in. All that white. That's something from another tree in the area that just keeps flying. Look at my yard. Just look at the white stuff all over my yard. It's ridiculous. Anyways, where was I? So I ended up stopping my birth control because I felt like it wanted to really come, like it was getting red, but it was light, but it turned red, like a real bleed. So, but it was so light that I really didn't need a pad. I kept one on, but I didn't need it. It was only when I really wiped. So I'm like, I bet you it's because I'm on this friggin' birth control. So I ended up stopped taking the birth control after 4 days. And then I called my doctor because after 2 days of stopping the birth control, full on period, full on heavy set. And I called and I told her I stopped the birth control. This is what happened. So I know this is a real period. So that happened, and I was like, what the hell? It was obviously not time for that to happen. But then when I sit and think about it, the 13th, my birthday, was when I should have got my period for my last period. That would have been 30 days. So if I really sit here and think about it, my cycle came on time. But we frigged it up, we messed it up when I started the birth control. Because if you remember correctly, I got that 2-week period, that bleed after 2 weeks of my last period. And when we did my blood test, it turned out it was not a true period, but they still wanted to put me on birth control. So I don't know what kind of bleed that was. Maybe it was just left over from my last period, or whatever the case was. It only lasted for a couple of days, and it was gone. But if I think about it, when I started bleeding on the 13th, that would have been 30 days. Because I remember saying to myself, oh, great, I'm due for my period on my birthday. So I remember saying that. So that's how I knew that my cycle was supposed to be on that day. So, yeah. So that happened. And so it was time for me to call the doctors and schedule my third biopsy. So that's exactly what I did. And in the next video, I'll tell you guys how that happened. But I just needed to tell you about my crazy cycles that I've been having. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I don't know what is going on with my body. I know that my weight has been up and down. So I think that has something to do with it as well. You know, because like I'm up and down with it. Like, I get so busy that I don't get to meal prep. And if I don't get to meal prep, I go off of it. It's like, it's a vicious cycle that I put myself through. And I mean, I'm just grateful that I'm like I keep on going back and forth, but I'm not going over that 300 mark, because I would be very devastated if that happened. So I'm really still trying. I'm trying my best. But I think that's pretty much what happened with my whole cycle issue, is I was going pretty much back and forth with my weight was dropping and then going back up, dropping and going back up. So it just messed up my whole system, which is not helpful when you are waiting for your cycle, when you're trying to go through another transfer. So just keep that in mind, because this is what's happening to me. But until the next video, you guys, have a great day.